Thank you, Jeff. My name is Dino Borgi, and I'm going to explain to you why changing the current standing law that prohibits teachers and staff to carry a concealed weapon on school campus would not only be ineffective, but possibly detrimental to the safety of our nation's students. But first, I would like to go over some of the points that Jeff mentioned. One, that teachers that are armed with the proper training increases the safety and comfortability of the students and security. This statement is simply not true and has no backing. It is not truthful to assume that all students will feel safer when a gun is around. Furthermore, the majority of teachers strongly oppose propositions that will allow staff and teachers to be armed. This is from a study of nearly 1,000 staff and teachers in the National Education Association. With 68% of teachers opposed to armed staff on campus, it would be unethical to implement a law resulting in the majority of staff feeling uncomfortable in their own work environment. Secondly, knowing teachers that are armed serves as a deterrent to students contemplating violence and bringing their own weapon to school. This is also not true. Teachers act as role models to students, and I think I can safely say that each and every one of us can think of an educator that played a significant role in our lives. Which leads me to question, what would stop a young student with little to no understanding of the dangers of firearms from bringing a gun to school? A recent survey from the Pew Research Center showed that over 1/3 of Americans with children under the age of 12 in their house have guns in their house. And the average gun owner has about 8 guns. I don't know what would stop little Jimmy from grabbing a gun and bringing it to school so they can be just like their role model. A more disturbing study was done by Gateway, using 29 groups of boys between the ages of 8 and 12. The study was done by hiding a gun in a room and seeing how the children reacted. The study showed that 49% of boys that found the gun pulled the trigger, while 80% handled the gun. Of those 49%, 90 of them had properly had safety training with guns and decided to pull the trigger anyways. This study perfectly illustrates how disastrous arming teachers and having a gun in the classroom can be. In an article about mental illness and mass shootings by Jonathan Menzel and Kenneth English, who both have a PhD and MD, say that over 60% of all school shooters since 1970 displayed symptoms of paranoia, delusions, and depression, making them mentally ill. Many of these shooters are not in the mindset of thinking about deterrence, let alone the value of life, and statistically 40% of all mass shootings end in suicide. This is a statistic from the FBI. His third point is that the training required teaches school officials how to properly handle a crisis situation. Putting enough teachers through training and equipping them with weapons will cost a lot of money, as well as a concealed carry permit, and this will also cost money. This money can be used to hire more trained security guards, which their prices are at an all-time low right now. These security guards will have had years of experience and training handling crisis situations. Changing the current law and enabling teachers to carry a concealed weapon in California is a terrible idea. I'm not going to say that a gun in the right hands can't save lives, but the truth is, teachers do not decide to be teachers to save lives and shoot bad guys. To put it simply, it's just not in their profession or their job description. Fortunately for teachers out there that are hearing this for the first time and want to switch to a profession that does do that, they're called police and security officers. They have an easy to remember phone number and can be found on any school campus. But seriously, arming teachers does not solve a security problem. Hiring additional security does. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, the average teacher is a 42-and-a-half-year-old female. Not to be a jerk, but I would rather have a couple extra security guards on my side than a girl that went to a weekend class and got her permit so she can carry a gun on her hip. The problems don't stop there though. Having an armed teacher is just another accessible weapon for those with the means to take it. According to the analysis of emergency medicine, 1 in 5 shootings in the emergency department involve a gun taken from somebody that is not them. And according to a study done by the University of Pennsylvania, you're 4.2 times more likely to be killed in an attack if you have a gun on you. Further problems include immense costs, unfathomable liability, and the fact that not even enough teachers support it to make it happen. Thank you. Rachel?